What's up, y'all? Got another one. This video is the Scud. And for those of you who don't know what a Scud is, it is a freshwater shrimp-like crustacean trout. I love them. So here we go. Alright, but first I need you to do something for me. Go ahead and comment down below any idea for a fly you want me to tie, and I'll make a video, and you'll get put in a drawing for all the flies I have tied this month. Alright, here we go. This is going to be the Scud, which, like I mentioned before, is a freshwater shrimp-like crustacean. They like to hang around vegetation, and trout like to gobble them up. So here we go. I've never fished one of these, but I'm definitely going to try them this year. So let's make us one. Start with a caddis egg hook. I think this is a size 6. It could be a size 8. But then you're going to start your thread. I'm using a tan thread, and you're going to run it down the shank of the hook to where it starts to curve. Trim your tag end, and then bring it back between the point and the barb of the hook. And then this little shrimp-like fly has some antenna, so just ignore this. I'm cutting my wire. That'll be brought up here in a second. But like I was saying, this fly has antenna, so you're going to take a small bunch of dubbing. No, Mike, you're doing it wrong. Nope, that doesn't go there. Do your antenna first. Come on. There you go. So just grab you a small bunch of dubbing, and then tie it in there, and then kind of pull it as you're tying it. You want those fibers to stick out just like that. Trim them down to size a little bit. There's your antenna. Now you can do the gold wire, and that's going to be the ribbing that you'll use towards the end. So go ahead and tie that in, and then after that you need to grab your Scud back. You can use a lot of different types of material for this. I actually have Scud back, which is made for like the back of Scuds like this, or different nymphs. But works great. This is an olive color. You can use lots of different colors. I've seen guys use like a bag that some materials come in, or even like a grocery bag, piece of a grocery bag, electric tape. And then I've seen guys do it without Scud back, where they use resin, like UV resin, or head cement, or super glue, or whatnot. So that is also an option. Now, I did a little research on this one because I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. So there's actually 2 different ways that I want to tie this. So this is going to be video 1 showing how to tie a Scud, and then I'm going to have a video 2 later on showing another way to tie the Scud. Only because that's a primary food source for trout in a lot of areas, and it works great year-round. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the 2 different ways that I tie this fly. And also I'm tying some for myself because I want to give them a shot this year as well. So look forward to that. But go ahead and get your Scud back on there. I start it about the middle of the fly. Some guys will start it all the way towards the eye of the hook, and some guys will start it even further back towards the curve of the hook, down the shank. But this is where I like to start mine, and the reason being is when you wrap it, you want it to be even. You want the shank of the hook to be in the middle of the Scud back, so that gives me a little more room to get it to where I need it to be. So that is the reason behind that. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to start putting on your body. Now I'm using dubbing for this, and you can use, like I mentioned with the Scud back, you can use bunches of different colors. These things are and during certain times of year there's certain colors and whatnot. So it kind of all depends on the area you're fishing, but if you stick to natural colors, then you should be fine. I'm using like an olive color with a little brown. I'm using a little orange. Just kind of mix it up a little bit. you'll see the way it turns out here in a second. So I'm going to get you a nice tight dubbing noodle on there. And start wrapping it up. Now this is going to also be the legs of the scud, so make sure you have quite a bit. You don't want it super thick, but you don't want it thin either. So put on small little bits and kind of overlap them just a little bit is the best way to do it, in my opinion. So, you can see the color that I chose for this one, and I'm going to try numerous different colors. And I've seen guys tie black ones, I've seen guys tie chartreuse ones. You get crazy and tie, colors that aren't natural, and they work. So, and this is a fly that works all over the world, not just here in the United States. It's actually seems to be, and I could be mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to be a very common fly in like New Zealand and in that area of the world. A lot of European countries use the scud, so a little bit of knowledge for you. You can see I put a little orange in there, and a little tan and brown, and just kind of mixing up the earthy colors. So a little more dubbing. And this fly is almost done. It's a really easy fly. I mean, you can make it complicated. There's a lot of extra things you can do. You can add eyes, you can do different antenna material, you can do different body material, but this is a very easy, effective way. So go ahead and pull your scud back, and then scud back and secure it on there like that. And then pull it back up and do some wraps underneath to kind of secure it in place. And it's okay if a little bit of dubbing is hanging out. It actually looks more natural that way. Now, here in a second, I start pulling the wire up, and it actually screwed everything up and pulled my scud back off. So I snip it off here, and then go to wrap my wire, and made a mistake. That's okay. So I got it back on there. So round two. Now you can take your wire, and this is a really thin wire, and it was kind of hard for me to handle with my big fat sausage finger, so I took the hackle pliers that I've got, and it helped a little bit. These hackle pliers worked, and then they'd fall off, and then it worked, and then they'd fall off, so I grabbed the other hackle pliers, which I don't like using for hackle, and it actually worked great for wire. So they are no longer my hackle pliers, they're my wire pliers. I'm sure you guys will see me use them again here in the future. But these started to work, and I like these ones better. I picked these up last week, and they're a great hackle plier for hackle, but the wire just for some reason wasn't cooperating, so I grabbed my other ones, and it worked great. Really held onto that wire nice. And then go ahead and wrap it up, and this makes your segmented body, and kind of gives it that classic scud look. And if you've never seen a scud, I highly recommend you go Google it, because it's a pretty cool looking crustacean. And I tried to helicopter it off and it didn't work, but that's okay. Whip finish everything on there nice and tight. Snip your thread, and then if your helicopter didn't work, snip off that extra little bit of wire too. And you're almost done. Next step, I have a wire brush. This is actually a bore brush for a 22 caliber rifle, but it works great for your dubbing brush. So go ahead and brush your legs out, and then once you get them out how you want them, go ahead and pull them down straight, and you want to snip them to where they're the same length as the point of the hook. Right there. And that's pretty much it. That's a very basic, very easy to tie Scud for catching trout. And I'm sure you can actually fish this in the surf and probably do pretty good catching like surf perch, or you can fish this inshore, probably catch speckled trout down south. This seems like a pretty versatile fly, so don't be afraid to fish it in different places and see what it does for you. And then let me know down in the comment section below what kind of fish you catch on these, and it'll give me an idea of what else I can go after. Always looking for new ways to catch fish. So, but that's gonna do it for this one. Go ahead and make sure that if you're not already, you subscribe to the channel and like this video, comment down below anything, I will read it. And last but not least, share it with your friends and family. That's gonna do it for this one. You guys take it easy.